Hey everybody, let's see. It looks like I have volume this time. My last live feed, I forgot to turn on the microphone. Even got a new microphone. The last one I wasn't happy with the sound. So, doing a little random live feed today. It wasn't really planned or scheduled or anything. I'm actually currently getting some Pro Packs prepared. These have been out of stock for quite a while, so I'm super happy to have them back. And we actually have a lot more of these arriving at the warehouse tomorrow, so they will be on our Memorial Day weekend sale. But if somebody would drop into the chat and just let me know that audio and video are working, I would appreciate it. And again, this one's just kind of a last minute live feed, unplanned, so if you guys have any questions or whatever, drop them in the chat room. I'm just here to hang out for a little while. It's been really hard to keep up with our oils and greases for the past year or so, and happy to say that I've found help out here and finally have overstock of these. We're actually working with, thank you Lewis, I appreciate it. So we're actually working with Mark Reinhardt and Tony Reinhardt. We're going to be working on a line of MR33 greases. So our products are getting easier and easier to get over in Europe. But of course, having that MR33 brand is going to make it really easy to get genuine one-up greases over there in Europe. So big thanks to Mark and Tony at Tony Sport and MR33. Anybody got race plans this weekend, or what are you guys planning on? I should have a quiet one this weekend. Still a couple weeks away, but I'll be heading out to RCCA in Fort Worth, Texas for the Texas State Off-Road Champs. And I'm looking forward to bringing all the camera equipment and doing the media coverage for that race. And we will also be doing live streams from there. All the steps that go into making the Pro Packs. There's actually a good amount of work that goes into these. MI9 Screw Kits ETA. Good question. As I picked that up, those were released about 2 weeks ago, I believe now. So we've actually already been shipping MI9 screw sets to a lot of the distributors. Orlowski Racing Shop just got them. I believe we just sent those to Tony Sport as well. And then A-Main does have them. And of course on our website at Pick One Up, we've got them as well. That MI9, impressive new car from Schumacher. I gotta say, they certainly made a splash at our West Coast Invitational race a couple weeks ago and won both the open modified class and the invitational class. Pretty impressive, I must say, and that was a small team that went there. So I actually don't know how many people are logged in. Let's see if I can spot that here. Just giving this a little time to get going, and then we'll go over those announcements for the week. If you guys could, please hit the share button. I would really appreciate that. That's how we get more views on these videos. Please hit that share button for me. Hopefully that'll bring in some more viewers. Again, we'll be going over the newest additions to the shop here in just a minute. We'll be going over our Memorial Day weekend sale. Got a lot of good discounts. Good morning, Sal. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us. I'm so proud of myself for starting this live feed with the microphone on this time. We're making progress. actually been almost exactly a year since we released these Pro Packs with their new Pro Pack holders. It was at the Buggy Challenge at Hobby Action last year. We've actually moved that race to further in the year. We'll be doing that in August this year. Oh yeah, if that was your first time checking out On Road, you got to see as good a show as you can possibly get. That those guys were on it. It will be fun to watch them again at the Worlds later this year, I must say. Should be some really close racing. I think qualifying is definitely going to be important. Not the easiest to get those passes on, but these are the best in the world, and we know that they're going to put on a show at that one. So please, anybody just joining in, like, share, drop me a comment. We're just hanging out, chatting right now. So you got any questions, you want to know anything, shoot me a comment. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing our West Coast Invitational again next year as well. That Reedy Race format that we used, we've been missing that. We needed that back, and it certainly brought back the level of exciting racing that we were hoping it would. Brought the level of talent was through the roof at that one. So certainly hope that our future years will be just as good. I never pressed send on my little comment that I was going to start this with. So how's everybody doing? Where are you racing this weekend? Got any cool new stuff? Drop it in the chat. I'm just here hanging out for a little while. Not the most exciting thing, but you get to see how the Pro Packs come together. Oh, the Team Power. I can't believe I forgot the Team Powers Cup is this weekend. Yeah, that should be a really good one. Apex Hobbies and Raceway. Awesome. I actually have just been talking to Eric Anderson this week, and I hope it's not too soon to announce it. But I will be back out there later this year for the VTA Nationals, and One Up Racing will be doing the live stream and media coverage for that race. And of course, we are a sponsor of that one. So, love it out there at Apex Raceway. Awesome track. Awesome time out in Nashville after the races too. You guys got a fun city out there. Don't normally drink Monster anymore, but yeah, it's Friday afternoon. I need all the help I can get to wrap this week up. So who are our big hitters for the Team Powers Cup? I'm sure it'll be Aaron Lewis in contention. Is Lex Tyler going to make it out there for that one? I haven't seen from LT. But it seems like it's usually Aaron and Lex going for the win, if I'm not mistaken, and my memory serves me right. Yeah. Yeah, that should definitely be a good race, and it's 21.5 motors for the fast class. Is that correct? It's basically like an invitational format with points adding up, if I'm not mistaken. You'll notice I'm rechecking all of these lids. This is actually something we have to do on every oil before they're packed. We tighten them down right when we fill them, but with time they just tend to loosen up, so you snug them down, and they might be a little tight when you get them, but it's certainly better than having a half full bottle when they arrive. I remember the bottles we used to use before these. They were a nightmare. They had the little rubber or silicone top on them, and those would pop off in transit a lot of the time, and we were constantly replacing leaking oil bottles because of those little lids. Found these oil bottles years ago. It must have been 2019 that I did my first test with these oil bottles. I found them on Alibaba or something, and I did my first test, put them in my luggage on the way up to the Canadian Nationals. I think I flew with like 20 bottles of bearing oil just to see if they would leak, see how they would do, and all of them arrived dry. So at that time I switched the whole One Up Racing line over to these bottles, and didn't take long. Now we see the whole industry uses them. You guys will have to give me 1 second. I wasn't expecting someone at the door. Sorry. Sorry about that. Playing dog sitter for my parents right now, and they're here to collect their mutts. So yeah, these oil bottles, man, what a game changer. It was so frustrating, the effort we were putting in and trying to pack everything nicely, and then everything's just leaking in transit. Seemed to be on the longer flights or anything that had to go airborne, the bottles would leak, but these new ones have been just absolutely great. Hey Alex, I don't know the schedule for it, but if you guys have the race schedule for the NYGP, please send it over to me directly at randy@oneupracing.com. I'll take a look at my schedule, but that would be an awesome race to come out and cover for you guys as well. So if that's something you're interested in, please hit me up, randy@oneupracing.com, and maybe we can sponsor the race, get out there and give you some proper coverage. Let the world see it. Awesome. Hey, what's up, Ray? How's it going, man? How are you? How's the family? It's been a while. Ray Ramirez just chimed in that that is the owner, the man behind the former Pound It Paints. He used to do my bodies for many years. Also ran Pound It Raceway out in San Diego. So Ray Ramirez was responsible for setting up a track and giving us a place to race for quite a while when all the other tracks had closed in the area. So thank you, Ray. I'm I'm also finding in an enclosed room with lights running and all the computer equipment going. It's starting to get warm in here, so I'm going to have to remember the AC next time. We'll crank it down a couple degrees. Oh, the dinners after racing. Granted, I still get to go to those, but they're never what they used to be. I think we've all grown up a little bit as well, but the dinners out at our West Coast Invitational a couple weeks ago, it was so cool because a lot of the international guys got to join us, and we're going in groups of 20 or 30 people, just kind of taking over areas of restaurants, and it was just an absolute blast letting the international guys get to join and see how we do in America, see how, you know, we're here to have a good time. Yes, yeah, as you're watching the actual time that it takes, this is 40 Pro Packs here, but of course I'm just putting the things in them. Each one of these has to be filled, it has to receive that little needle in it, it has to get the cap on it, then it has to be labeled. So yeah, there's a lot of little steps, and then of course with our greases, we like having a nice little swirl at the top, so we're not just taking a knife and dropping it in. We actually fill them by hand, each and every one. It's all in the details. That's how I want a product to be when I buy it, so I try to do the same for our customers. Alright. We're getting there. We're nearing the finish line. And as soon as I'm done with these, we'll go over what's on sale. I'm also going to open up orders on Pro Packs here momentarily. So stick with me, guys. Thank you, Ray. It has been a lot of work since starting this business, but definitely worth it, doing what I love, and I'll be things are kind of going to progress quickly this year. I can't say who, but we did just acquire a new full-time employee this week. Well, a job offer was accepted this week by someone, and they'll be starting in July. But this person is going to help us immensely in the management and product development at One Up Racing, and I think that the second half this year especially, we're already off to a great start, but the second half this year we're going to absolutely explode with not just new releases, but we're going to expand into new categories. We're going for it. And we're also looking for new quality brands to bring in and offer at pickoneup.com. So we're already talking to a couple companies, and we'll be bringing in new products within the next couple weeks for our web shop as well. And of course, we're making those available to all our dealers. So any dealers is going to have access to all the products that we're bringing in, and I'll do my best to promote them and make sure that they're not just sitting on your shelves. We want to make sure our customers get access to the best stuff. 8 scale, yes. Just yes. 8 scale is way past due at this point. I'm very picky about the materials and machinists that we use for our projects, and I thought I had our titanium all sorted out a couple years ago, and after putting in a large production batch, I learned there was still some research I needed to do in order to give you guys the best product, and I absolutely believe we're there now. Our titanium is awesome, the raw material is amazing, and the machinist I have making them is amazing. So we are certainly ready to bring high quality titanium to the 8 scale market. I think it needs it. It's kind of been lacking since Lunsford departed. So to anybody tuning in, please go ahead, hit that share button. Those shares are how these videos grow. That's how I get the great reach on them. So please, please share this video. As you can see, I'm nearing the end of this project. As soon as I'm done with these Pro Packs, we'll go over the weekend sales. Larry, yes, it is still good. So the only downside to our red oil is if it's exposed to sunlight over extended amounts of times, or really UV light, I should say, the oil will get darker. It's just the red dye that we're using. It doesn't affect the oil itself. So if your oil has changed to a darker red or a darker color, don't fear it. The oil itself is still perfectly fine. It's just the dye that couldn't hang. What other products would you guys like to see? I obviously just said we're going to be going expanding into 8 scale, not just with our titanium accessories, but with more accessories as well. But I'd love to hear what other categories you would like to see One-Up Racing expanding into. Like I said, this year is going to be pretty immense with growth and new projects. But next year is still wide open. We need to plan ahead. 12th scale. I definitely want to expand our CV2 bearings into 12th scale, and I'm actually going to be working with hopefully working with one of the best 12 scale racers in the world to kind of test and prove our bearings before I just offer them. It's really easy to just go to these sources and throw a new product out in the market, but with One-Up Racing, I'm always trying to make sure that we're offering you guys the absolute best quality and really getting your money's worth. So I'm not just going to release bearings because I know vendors that make the bearings. We're going to test them, we're going to find what's best, and then we're going to release them. So I've got Pro Packs done. I'm going to move the microphone over a little bit and check this thing. I've got this cool new camera that also just showed up. And if I put it over these, we'll see if it... There we go. So they're all upside down. But, that's not working. A little bit better. I guess I need a USB extension on this. But I picked up this little secondary camera so I can actually show you guys things in a little bit better detail. So here's one of the packs I just filled up, of course. These all come with the little travel clip on there, so as you can see, real easy to remove. We start off with our gold anti-wear grease in these, blue O-ring grease, and then our pink ball diff grease, of course, down at the bottom. Clear ball bearing oil, and these are in needle tip applicators, so a nice fine tip to make it really easy to oil your bearings. We have the same for our CV joint oil, and just a drop of this stuff goes a very long way. And then when you're done and ready to pack up for the day, the clip just goes right back on and everything's ready to go. Throw it in your bag. So those little sets are normally $33.99. I'm going to drop them on a Memorial Day weekend sale price. I've got my little cheat sheet straight ahead there. I'm going to mark them down 15%, so our Pro Pack sale price is going to be $28.89. And these are currently showing out of stock. I want to give you a moment. Head over to pickoneup.com, go to the Pro Pack page. Actually, I'll tell you what I can do. Save. So there we go. I just dropped a link into the chat room. That takes you directly to the Pro Pack page. Again, normally $33.99. These are currently showing sold out. What happens is when I enter the inventory, our out of stock alerts are going to be sent out to people around the world, letting them know that these are back in stock. So I just want to let you guys go to that link if you want a Pro Pack at the sale price. Get the page ready, because once I add that inventory, the email is going to get sent out to everybody, and these are going to get wiped out fast. So here we go. I'm going to add some inventory right now. Pro packs are back in stock, available to order, $28.89. And I just lost my cameras. Okay. Guess my camera timed out there. Weird, because I turned that off. So, anyway, sorry, I guess we're back. $28.89 available now. Couple more things. We just got restocks on our world famous Pro Pit mats. I've got tons of these in stock, so we're going to do a little overstock sale. The price on these is normally $25. On sale right now for $19.99 for Pro Pit mats. $20. Add it to your cart because there is an additional, and on the Pro Packs as well, I forgot to say it. Once added to your cart, there is an automatic additional 10% off. 15% off. It's Memorial Day weekend. So sale price of $20, an extra 15% off. That'll take you down to $16.99 for a Pro Pit mat. I believe that's our best price ever on these, but I've got a lot of inventory, so take advantage of an overstock sale on those. Another cool one, and I showed these off last week, but our Pro Duty equipment cases are back in stock, and we do have a Memorial Day sale price on these as well. I'm going to take 15% off, so your normal price is $34.99. They're going on sale for $29.74. Sorry. I need to use a thicker marker for my cheat sheet there. And these are just super, super handy cases. We made one revision for our latest batch, which is just a little heavier duty zipper. That was the only issue I had on the last batch, was zippers not lasting. But they come with all these dividers. You get your top section here, easy to put your scissors in or whatever you have. Down here, if you want to set it up for tools, you can do tools, tire warmers, chargers, power supplies. It really is an endless opportunity down in the bottom. The dividers come out real easily and can be moved around however you want them. So, One Up Pro Duty equipment cases. Be sure to check out the sale on these. Now through Monday, again, $29.74. We're going to be taking an extra 15% off everything in your shopping cart. So these are some of my extra promo items, but everything store-wide, 15% off in your shopping cart. No promo code necessary. Just go on, add to cart. All right. Now, next up, one of the new releases we just received this week, and one that I've personally wanted for a long time and I think is really cool. Let me load up this other camera here. So, the MIP Speed Tip Wrench. Oops. I really do need a USB extension for this. It's not working at this angle. So, the Speed Tip Wrench is just a wrench handle. Let's just pop it open. Very cool. So we have the lock there for our speed tips. I'll just enter a 1.5. Very nice tool by MIP. So super handy if you like using the speed tips, which honestly with this I'll be using them a lot more. The speed tip handle makes it really easy to carry all your tools in a very compact area. You don't have to have all the different wrenches. You just use the one handle and use the speed tips. We do have all of these available at pickoneup.com. They're going fast. I've already ordered a second order of them, so those will be arriving, I believe, tomorrow. So if we sell out, be sure to check back with us because we'll probably have more coming right away. Let me just check back in. I haven't looked at the chat in a moment here. So I've tried packing them in a syringe, and I haven't gone back to this in quite some time. It's been years since I've looked for any alternates or anything, so maybe there is a better solution now. But our gold grease especially was just expanding the plungers on the syringes, so that little rubber plunger that seals it up, it was just absorbing gold grease and swelling to the point where the syringes would then stick. Like you couldn't even push the grease out of them. So that is why we got rid of, or we went with jars rather than syringes. Oh, that's so true, Jeff. And we got those Pro Pit Iron cases. I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but we've done a couple things, a couple clearance items with our older soldering iron inventory. So if you guys want to get one of the little soldering iron cases, and I don't have one right here, but we used to sell them for $16. They're on sale for $4 right now. So handy small little case that looks cool. Comes with a 1UP Racing zipper, 1UP Racing logo embossed on it. Yes, they do fit awesome in the OGOs as well. The straps clip too. So, and first off, Dave, thank you for picking one up. So the straps will connect on both sides like that and that. And you can adjust them so that the top will stick up. And I personally like that, so that when I'm at the track, it just keeps all my scissors and pliers just like that. Oop, there it is. Just like this, so they're real easy to get to. That is the reason behind the two straps there. Just got a text message from that new employee that we have starting here in a month or so, and sounds like he's ready to start, but yeah, can't wait to have you. I'm not sure if I'm following Dave, but if you want to send me a picture directly at randy@oneupracing.com, I'd be glad to assist. I just need to see what you got going on there, but I'm sure we can get you sorted out. So any last minute questions or anything I can help you out with, please drop them in. Didn't have a big plan for this one. You guys got to see how Pro Packs are packed. Very exciting stuff. We went over our weekend sales, and all the sale prices are good through Monday, Memorial Day. And that's 15% off store-wide. Discounts automatically applied to your shopping cart. So all you got to do is go to pickoneup.com, shop around, head to your shopping cart to see the final price. Keep those comments coming in if you want me to stick around. If not, I'll wrap this one up and send you guys on your way to have a good weekend. All right. Well, I'm not seeing any comments, so have you thought about bags? What kind? What do you mean there? Steven, if you're just joining us, you're a little late. You got to see us pack some Pro Packs here. We went over the weekend sales. We've got sale prices on our Pro Packs, our Pro Pit Mats, and our Pro Duty Pit cases. We've got the brand new MIP Speed Tip handles in stock, which I personally love. I'm going to be using that very often. I also need to upgrade all my stuff to those Gen 2 tools. I'm rocking all the original MIP stuff here. Still working awesome. There's nothing wrong with it, but if there's V2, I've got to have it. Yes, Jeff. Yes, that is another avenue we're going to be expanding down, is all sorts of different cases and just good stuff to get your expensive equipment to the track safely. We've already looked at some specific fitments for certain electronics, things like that. And like I said, we're going to be focusing on bringing more quality products into our store. So we'll certainly, anything that's moving well and really popular, we'll certainly look into one-up accessories for those items too. YZ2T, we probably have everything to do them. I tell you what, I'll add it to my to-do for Monday. YZ2T. Okay. Got it up on my browser there. I will look into the YZ2T. If we have all the screws in stock, I can certainly put a screw set together, and same goes for the turnbuckles. We might be able to drop screw and turnbuckle sets for that by next week. Car carriers, you can certainly look into, of course, Stephen. And actually, I could say, I could even go beyond saying we're looking into them. Car carriers would be another thing that I would say we'll be able to do pretty easily here in the coming months. I know there's a lot of brands out there that offer them, but what would you guys think about a line of one-up racing shock and diff oils? It certainly crossed my mind in the past. We've sold a lot of shock and diff oil over the years, but I do know what I believe to be the best vendor in the world for them, and I think we could get them out there at a pretty competitive price as well. If you guys are interested in another line of shock and diff oils in the market, I know there are plenty to choose from now. Trying to give you guys a little look at what's going on in my mind and what's coming ahead. I'll be doing way more live feeds going forward now. This will be a big part of my job. Yes. One thing I wish I could get them back, but we had our X-rings for shocks, and those were just awesome, but unfortunately the vendor price just went absolutely through the roof on them, to where it's impossible for me to bring those X-rings back in. I'm going to keep doing research and see if we can find something comparable and just as good from another source, but yeah, I had to discontinue our X-rings because the retail price on a set of 8 was going to be around $25 with the price increase they threw out. So a real bummer that we had to discontinue those, but I do think the shock and diff oils would do well. And yeah, the springs are starting to gain in popularity more and more. Just placed another large restock order for tens of thousands of more X-Gear springs earlier today. T6.4 screw kits. Come on, that's old news. We've got those. Here, I will drop a link. there you go. There's the link for the T6.4 Pro Duty titanium screw set. You can get those in raw titanium, or we offer free anodizing in bronze or blue. And we've got the turnbuckle sets to match them. Our turnbuckles for the T6.4 are slightly oversized. Associated uses 58 and 68 millimeter lengths in their set, and I used to upsize like crazy for the rears and went with 80 millimeter, but I did have some 70 millimeters made in our 2024 spec turnbuckles, and the 70 millimeters are included, so a small upsize from 68. We do have 76 millimeter available in pairs, and I would say if you're running a long link in the rear of that truck, either the T6.4 or the SC6.4, I would use at least the 76 millimeter if you can't fit that 80 millimeter link. It will be threaded all the way in. You're not going to see any threads or anything, but the longest link you can put in the rear of a truck, I mean, for as long as I can remember, that's been the Ticket, because those are typically a weaker link back there. Well, again, if we're not getting any comments coming in, I'm going to wrap this one up. I've enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Certainly cool going over what's coming up behind the scenes a little bit, what we've got going on, and the sales. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'll check back for the next couple days and see if I can answer anything else in the comments. Everybody have a great Memorial Day weekend. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you tuning in. For anybody still watching, you haven't done it yet, please hit the share button. It's not too late. That'll get this out to more viewers. I truly appreciate those shares, your likes, everybody commenting and hanging out with me. My afternoons are usually on the boring side, so this is pretty cool getting to go live, and we'll be doing this a lot more often. I'll also be sure to promote when I'm going to be going live. This one, I just turned it on and went, and the reach hasn't been that great, but it wasn't about that this time, just hanging out with you guys. So again, head over to pickoneup.com, check out all our sales we got going on. 15% off store-wide, plus these promo items I've gone over. We do also have 15% off on all the titanium turnbuckle sets that you can stack with our 15% off sale price. So you can double stack those savings right now, get a killer deal on some killer products. Thank you everybody for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Have a great weekend.